Morning, folks. Today's soap is brought to us from Stirling. This one here is called Duke. And as it goes for a scent, I'll go ahead and give you some clues off of the website. It says it's a spicy floral type blend. It's got like cedarwood, nutmeg, rose, amber. In my nose, I pick up the rose and maybe, I'm thinking nutmeg. I think I am actually picking up the nutmeg, but anyway, there may be a little bit of the cedar, but it's somewhat blended. If I hadn't written these down, I think the only one that I could pick up, so out of all that would be the rose. That's the one that I pick out the most, at least with my nose. And also with another sample, I also got a sample of the aftershave splash Duke there. And for the pre-shave, we're going to be using the Taconic Preshave oil. We're going to see how long it lasts. The blade of the day, we're going along with the shaver. We're going to be using the RazoRock version 3, RazoRock Hawk version 3. This one has the blade in it that is not recommended per the website, and it is the, get it right here. Yes, it's going to be the Feather Super. Feather Super, for me, the blade works well in a shavette. I'm going to see how it works in this particular shaver here. Like I say, the website doesn't recommend using this blade because the blade being aggressive. In other words, it's probably not going to be what most people would like to use. Not fitting the masses, in other words. I've got the shaving cream soap lather. This is a shaving brush from Strike Gold Shave. I'll get it straight here in a minute. I put my own knot in there. That's a cashmere knot. I got it whipped up here in a wooden bowl from the Distinctive Goat. He doesn't make wooden bowls anymore, unfortunately. So if you're interested in a wooden bowl, you might check out Colorado Razor's design on Etsy. And there's another gentleman that has some wooden bowls. Beard knife, yes. I knew I'd get it straight eventually. Going ahead and get this. I already put a hot towel to the face this morning also. And using 2 pumps of the pre-shave oil here. Get started. But I've been kind of, how can you say, looking forward to this shave. Wondering how the Feather Super is going to work out in this particular shaver. I know with using a Kai Pink, the shaves are smooth, comfortable, easy going. But with the Feather Super being I guess you might say, a more aggressive blade, we'll see how the shave works out. Got a little more than 24 hours worth of growth. I think I'm still smelling the shave, the lather that I've got whipped up here. I think that's what my nose is still picking up. There for a moment I thought maybe I was smelling some of the pre-shave oil, but then I realized no, it's still the lather that I got whipped up as I'm picking it up as I'm putting on the pre-shave oil. Since kind of trying to fill the bathroom, which is not a bad thing. It's the scent strength. Oh, I don't know. I guess you might call it a medium. It's not the strongest by any means, but it's not light. It might be considered subtle, at least per my nose. I spent probably about the first hour of my day blowing my nose off and on, trying to get it cleared up to the point where I feel like I could do the video. This lather was whipped up a little on the wet side. It's moist. It's not drippy, but you can kind of tell it's moist. It's got some water to it. That's one thing I like about Stirling soap for me, as goes for my style of lathering it up. It does handle the water rather well. Well, so far with the Green Pass, it's not too aggressive. Not as aggressive as what I was expecting. In other words, preparing myself for something, that be eye-opening first thing in the morning, that kind of blade feel. It seems to be just a little edgy, just a little, nothing over the top. But then again, with the my shave routine, in other words, there's times I really do wonder that the Preshave, whatever I'm using, whether it's the Preshave soap from Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements, or if it's Prasso Preshave, or whatever it happens to be, if that Preshave doesn't have an effect on what typically would be a very aggressive shave, kind of takes the edge off of it. I know there for a while, when I first started getting my pre-shave routine down to, I guess you might say, where it is today. And probably one of the things that made the biggest difference, besides using a pre-shave, is the fact of just using a hot towel to the face made a big difference in my shaves. My pre-shave routine really improved my shaves overall. As simple as that might be, just putting a hot towel to the face, and I'm not using in other words, not an expensive towel by any means. It's just a washcloth. I got a stack of them that I use for every shave. In other words, I use a fresh one. So there's a laundry pile of them. But anyway, for me, it's just one of those things that I do that seems to make a world of difference in my shaves, is just the hot towel to the face. And then later on, as time went on, and started experimenting with pre-shave oils and soaps, and found that depending on what you're looking for and what you're needing, found that they do make a difference in different ways. This does smell pretty good. Kind of surprised, with the name Duke, I was expecting something, not sure what I was expecting, but just something not quite like this, but not that this is a bad thing by any means. It's just different, I guess you might say. When you think of the Duke, you think of John Wayne and that sort of thing. So I guess in a way, kind of, not that it was in the scent description by any means, but, first thing I think of is leather. Just a little edgy. Like I say, it's not anything alarming. It's still a nice shave. But that is the reason why they don't recommend using a super. It's not that it doesn't fit the shaver by any means. It's just the kind of shave that you might get with it. And I guess it might also depend on where you're at in your shaving experience. Should mention also, this shaver's on loan from Chris. And I did get an email, what was it, yesterday, notification saying that RazoRock Hawk version 3, that's a V by the way, it's back in stock. As it goes for ordering it with a handle, I notice if you're just looking for a base plate or a cap or anything like that, that sort of thing is not indicating that it's in stock. And that was the direction I was thinking about going, was just getting the cap and the base plates, because I don't need the handle. I already got one. As it goes for being efficient at this point, with the usually my third pass being the against the grain pass, I could probably make my third pass a pickup pass. There's not a whole lot left, but typically with a against the grain pass, a lot of that will go away, which will leave very little left. In other words, to the point where I'm quite happy with the shave. So I do consider it efficient. And depending on how you shave, what your shave routine is, you could probably get by with the 2-pass shave. I know for me, in other words, if I would, my across the grain, if I go both directions, in other words, from the nose to the ear and then from the ear to the nose, if I was to go with both directions, on that same second pass using the residual slickness, I could probably get by with that. I've tested it out in the past and it seems to work pretty well for me. There's not much left. Just a little bit of feedback on the against grain with this particular blade. It is different having a shaver with this kind of weight. Been trying to get used to, I guess you might say to a degree, kind of transitioning into the lighter weight shavers, getting used to them. Because for me, this is the, how can you say, the go-to kind of shaver, one that has weight behind it. For me, it's just, just seem to always be easier to use, especially when I first started out. Lightweight shavers gave me fits. Seem like the ones with some weight behind them, shavers with weights behind them, seem to work better for me, easier to use. And it just might be me. I know for some folks that the lighter weight shavers seem to work out just well. I mean, they like them better than the heavier ones. It is one of those things that your mileage may vary. It's a lot of trial and error. What works for one person may not work for another person. In other words, this blade here, it works just fine for me. It's still a relatively smooth shave. It's not quite as smooth using the Kai blade, but we're talking about a fine line here. It's still a very smooth shave with this blade. It's just that it's a little smoother with the Kai Pink. So I don't have any problems using this blade. I didn't think I would. I was kind of prepared just in case. Now that's with this, what I'm going to refer to as the standard plate. Now with an open comb plate and with the aggressive plate, could be a whole different story with what kind of shave it ends up being. And that's maybe one day when I finally do get there, when they get them in stock so I can get them. In other words, I want to go ahead and get all three plates and the cap. Like I say, I already got I got lots of handles I could be using. But at any rate, I wanted to, I guess you might say, stair step it when I do decide to get all three base plates and see how the shaves work with different blades, and as well as to find out whether the more aggressive plates, are they more efficient or just more aggressive type blade feel. Face feels really good this morning. Alum block this morning. Crown King Phoenix Artisan accoutrement, complete with rubber band this morning. Just right through there, got little spots here and there, little pinpoint spots that's stinging. But outside, that's the only side is on this side of the face. This side over here didn't have any. Just on one side of the face. Interesting. Probably the difference in between pressure. Just a little bit of stinging over there, not a whole lot at all. This is Stirling's. It's unscented witch hazel, but it is mentholated. I like to use the scented witch hazel from time to time. It's just it helps with my nose sometimes. Something that's mentholated helps open it up, because there's, like I said, here this morning I spent quite a bit of time just blowing my nose, just trying to get to the point where I could actually talk without it causing me problems. This is mentholated, but I don't feel like it's over the top. It's rare that, it depends on how close I get to my eyes, whether my eyes start to water. In other words, just down where I normally would put the witch hazel, I don't feel like it's over the top mentholated. There is plenty of menthol in there to give a nice cooling effect. I've already opened this just to get a whiff of it. It smells pretty good. It is just off of here, I pick up more of the amber than I do the rose now. If you're unfamiliar, that's what the restrictor looks like. And it's just a plastic one, so if you like, you could pop that out, and because it does take a little bit of work to get some of it out, which is not a bad thing. Just depends on what your wants and needs are. Yeah, the aftershave, the soap is picking up more of the rose. The aftershave with my nose is picking up more of the amber now. As it dries down, it's changing, I can tell. I like it. It's got a floral scent, so if it's floral is not your thing, this soap, it does lean a little on the floral side, especially on the dry down with the aftershave. So if you don't like floral, this may not be the one for you. But for my nose, yeah, it works out great. I had a great shave. Hope everybody's doing well. Stay safe and smooth shaves to you.